With DeerHunterFan.com TV. I'm out here hunting. It's really coming down. We have lake effect snow moving in. But I've been seeing a lot of deer, just nothing big yet. 3 young bucks and a bunch of doe. But anyways, on this week's show, we're going to be jumping back to bow season with Ben Sample in New York on a great hunt. And you're going to see on this hunt, it's pretty short and sweet. Not a lot of pre-roll. He just got in the tree stand and was covered in deer. And a bunch of does out in the Sinclairville Seed Company food plot. And then, just like you draw it up, a big shooter, his biggest shooter that he had on trail cam, comes right in. So let's jump out there with that right now.
Today's November 13th. I'm hunting in New York. It's like my 4th time out. Brian just shot a really nice one in Missouri yesterday, so that's great. On the way in, saw a lot of deer. There was a buck out in the field, just a little buck. He was on the move, just sniffing, eating, sniffing. So the deer are definitely moving, rutting hard. This morning I got 3 different text messages from people that drove by where I hunt and said they saw a real big one in the field and they were hoping I was in the stand, but unfortunately I was working. So stay with us and hopefully tonight will be the night and get it done. So tonight was an absolute awesome night in the tree. Got in the tree, I had deer all around me. I didn't even have a chance to do an interview or anything. I didn't want to talk at all. We had does coming in, small buck. It was just total chaos. And then finally, I saw the big buck that I was after. I had reports about him 2 days ago. I had 3 different people text me in the morning saying they saw a huge buck in the field and they were hoping I was in my tree stand as they were driving by. Fortunately, I had to work that night, so I wasn't in there. So later that day, which was yesterday, my brother and I went out, and my brother had an encounter with this buck and just wasn't able to make it happen. So tonight I decided I'd climb in the tree, and like I say, there were deer everywhere. It was an awesome night. but the wind was swirling, which wasn't good. A couple of them kind of spooked off. They didn't go crazy, but they definitely knew something was up. So I'm sitting there out in front of me. I can hear in the thick brush, I could hear a twig snap here and there. So I got up, got ready, turned my camera on. And since I was filming all these other deer earlier, and it was like mid-20s, my battery was at like 5%. So I didn't think I'd have a chance even filming this buck I saw tonight. Well, right before the buck steps out, to my right, there were like 5 doe and a small buck. They all pop out and they're walking right to me, right underneath me. So that bigger buck that I shot at, he comes out, and instead of doing his normal route, he goes over to check them out. And when he comes back, I had like a 4-foot shooting window to make this happen. So I let it go, shot, and I definitely hit him far back. Not happy with the shot at all. So now that I got my camera charged, it's getting late. I'm gonna give it some time. Tomorrow morning, I got a couple friends that are gonna go help me out, and hopefully we'll cover that buck. I can't even tell you how many points I had or anything. It just happened so quick. But when I saw him about 40 yards in the thick stuff, I could tell for sure he was a shooter. So he looked pretty wide. So I'm really happy. Besides the shot. So if all goes well, tomorrow we'll get a close look at what that buck is all about. So stay with us. Tomorrow, hopefully it will be the day I get my hands on a nice New York buck.
So as you saw, the shot looked a little back, and the camera was on the right side of Ben, so the shot's going to look even further back because it's going to make it look like it's going in at more of an angle than it really is. But Ben decided to wait overnight. They went out the next morning, and it wasn't much of a track job at all. The buck did get into the swamp though, and into the water, so they lost blood trail, but they had no problem finding the body.
See something, I don't know what it is. Might be 8 on.
Oh, you see him? Yeah, I see him. Nice. Something's eating on him. We got him. Yep. Yep. Well, here he is. He was a lot bigger than I thought. He did go about 250 yards. Went out through this thick stuff, which I was hoping he was going to bed in, but he never really stopped moving. So I'm sure he expired last night. So he goes through the thick stuff into some open timber and then went right into this swamp and died in about 2 foot of water. Unfortunately, the coyotes got to him last night, so they hit him pretty hard, but I mean, this just is an awesome buck. It's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Wow, I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a big 8. This is just awesome.
So there it is. Ben brought that buck over to my house after he shot it. We measured it up, 149 inches on the nose. So a big deer, a great deer for in New York State with your bow. A deer to really be proud of. And this season, we've had some pretty good luck taking big deer with our bows. And next week, you're going to see more of the same. I'm Brian Maz with DeerHunterFan.com TV. Thanks for watching. I gotta get back to hunting here. There's deer everywhere.
DeerHunterFan.com TV is sponsored by Antler Ice, DHF Archery Range, Muddy Outdoors, Outback Archery, Ridge Runners Guide Service, Scent Blocker, Schreier Outfitters, Sinclairville Seed Company, and Spy Point.